Hey guys, and welcome back to the General Admission Podcast. I'm joined by Just Seven Archer today. Joe is currently at the Raiders Roosters game that is on right now. We'll do some live updates.
We'll check the score. Hopefully by the end of our recap, that game will be finished.
Yeah, hopefully. Round 17. Let's get right into it. So, first game, such an awful game of football. The Warriors pumped. The Dragons 48-18. Not just awful because of the scoreline. Even Warriors, who scored 48 points, would just look bad. They made so many errors. It was like musical errors. It was just such an awful game, but their attack was great.
Sean Johnson played well.
He played well.
Obviously.
Chansey was great.
Sean Johnson, man. I do love to see it. I always did.
I've always been a fan of Australia.
Yeah, and it was like last year. Was it last year when he came back to the Warriors?
Was last year's first year back?
Yeah, I feel like it was last year. I had really high hopes. He never found much success at the Sharks.
Yeah.
And he kind of didn't. Maybe injury prone. And better late than never, I'd say, with Sean Johnson. Loving it for him.
Keep in mind, I think this Warriors team this year is they're playing a bit better overall than last year.
100%.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That would probably help him.
Exactly. And
not playing.
The prospect of RTS coming back into fullback next year.
To be a Warriors fan,
they will make the top 8. I think.
Looking at the way they're playing,
4 right now.
Yeah,
they're 4th.
Yeah, they're still, they're a risk of falling out any day. But
they'll win next week.
So now that's another thing I wanted to point out. They're coming 4th right now.
Yeah.
Which is I hadn't checked the ladder for a few weeks. So when I looked at it tonight, I was like, what?
What's it called? Honestly, I reckon they could jump the Broncos next week because they'll beat us.
Broncos are first right now though.
No.
You think they'll beat you guys? Why? Because no Latrell.
No, yeah, but But I don't know. I reckon they. Honestly, I would probably say top 6 if they can be a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll do anything in the finals.
I do still think it'll be Broncos, Sharks, Rabbitohs, Melbourne, Penrith, the top 5 locked.
I mean, that's very broad. There's 5 teams.
No, that's what I mean. They're just the 5 untouchables.
Oh, right.
I don't think we have to worry about them falling out. So I don't. I wouldn't include Warriors in that untouchable 5 as of yet.
I think that think about it, it's round 17. We've got 18, 19, 20.
Another 12
We've got
rounds. 11 rounds.
Not even 11 rounds. And I think it'd be a choke. I'm going to call it a choke if Warriors drop out.
I agree, but
because they're 4th right now. I think they can definitely... They should be trying to get a top 4 finish right now. So to fall out of the 8.
I don't know.
Anyways, we'll touch on the Dragons. Obviously, the Ben Hunt bombshell really cast a shadow. And I think that might have plagued their performance.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't plague the Queensland performance, and that was at its peak during that camp.
It wouldn't have played the Queensland performance.
Why not?
The Queensland, that's not their team. I'm
I
saying
know,
maybe
but
the
I
whole
mean...
off-field drama would have plagued the Dragons as a club.
Potentially. I mean, I think for the Dragons, they shouldn't really be... I think they should be saying, yep, see you later, Ben.
100%.
If your halfback captain is willing to pay his way out of your club... It's time for a new start.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the end of the day. Everyone says Ben Hunt's their best player. They need Ben Hunt. They haven't won with him. They've been a terrible side with him in it. Maybe they need to start again.
If he was 23,
yeah,
I can understand. F you,
Ride
Hunt. You're meant to say with us, he's 33.
Yeah.
He's got 2 years left.
Yeah.
Our Dragons, let alone win a premiership, are they going to make the 8 in the next 2 years?
No,
I don't think so.
Unless they turn back to their juniors, they start from the ground up.
Well, I'm saying with Hunt, let's say they just keep
if they stay like this, there's no way.
You've got young players like Sullivan, and honestly, get rid of Hunt, free up cap space.
Yes.
Try bring in Luke Brooks
play for a premiership run in a few years. Right now, you're not going to do it with Ben Hunt, and you're definitely not going to do it with him. So you might as well.
You got to move on exactly, and he strangely wasn't booed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
it would be
sign
tough.
of respect.
Yeah. He's been very loyal to that club.
The Dragons fans can understand, but let's move on to the Eels dumping the Dolphins 48-20. There wasn't much to say about this game. It's just.
It was really that.
I thought it was. When I saw the halftime score, I was like, Jesus Christ! But
the biggest ever halftime lead. Eels 42-6.
But Dolphins played quite well in the second half.
Yeah.
But they outplayed in the second half, but it's the same. They just played
And it wasn't even the whole first half. It was really a 15-minute passage where they made 3 line breaks down that right side.
I'm looking at it, 21st minute, 23rd minute, 25th minute. That's 3 tries in 3 minutes.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe the Dolphins, I wouldn't say unlucky because at the end of the day you conceded 48 points, but I feel like the scoreline, like
Parramatta wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, it might be a bit more like unjustful because I thought they actually, for a decent amount of time, they played pretty decently.
And they didn't drop their heads, which is classic Dolphins heart. I know, like they were never gonna win the game.
Yeah, but they beat them in the second half.
They won the second half.
Yeah, they won the second half. They were playing till the last minute. Parramatta, like it's a big win. It's great. Yeah, their attack is firing at the moment.
They scored 1 try in the second half.
Yeah, but they
rightfully so.
They need to 42 points in 40 minutes. So phenomenal performance. And on Parramatta, they're now 5th. So at the start of the season when they had that ridiculous opening run of fixtures, when they were 13th or something on the ladder, now look at them, they're in a top 4 race. And with Mitchell Moses playing very well, we'll get to Origin in a second. But I thought he was good in Origin
Gutherson,
too.
borderline career fine performance.
Exactly.
Man, he's looking good.
There's always a lot of talk around Parramatta Eels premiership window. I hate that phrase. I want to say premiership window because if a team is consistently making the 8, making top 4, 5th, 6th, how is Brad Arthur? He's under how? You know what I mean? If I hate premiership window because I never think that I think the window's always open. I think the window's
it's overused, but there are instances where for Parramatta it was looking touch and go with Moses looking to sign somewhere else, and the fact that they didn't win with Marnie and stuff. Like their team did get weaker this year. They lost Papali'i and Marnie.
Hodgson hasn't been very strong.
Hodgson has been strong, but they're still firing because Moses and Gutherson. That's really really key. For that team,
especially
and even
with
Dylan Brown.
The absence of Dylan Brown, I think the fact that
you haven't noticed that who's playing number 6 for him. He looked really good.
Who is it? I
can't remember his name, but
no, that's Nick Karima from the Dolphins. Arcee.
Yeah, he was looking quite dangerous. So
and it's a young guy, so it's just if you look
good for Parramatta. Like he might get signed somewhere else now that once Dylan Brown comes back. But
let's move on to Penrith beating a very depleted Penrith team, beating Knights 20-12.
Penrith B side, B team.
A funny moment was in the post-match, Christian Welch in the post-match. You see that?
Yeah.
How'd they not? You can't say that. Come on, you're gonna be professional.
He didn't know the mic was on. He didn't realize.
You're sitting in the seat.
He was just like
you're sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
How can you got cameras at you?
No,
I think he was
so
just.
Though.
And it's fair. Like I don't think as a Knights fan you can be really that offended.
Yeah, Knights fans.
I'm not offended by it. I just thought
they should.
It's funny.
It is funny. I'm not.
They should have won that game. They made Tyrone Peachy look like prime GI. Like it was ridiculous. Like if. I'm sorry, but nice. If you can't win that game, then just
pack it up. But it's so
you
disappointing.
Ship sailed this year for top 8. I actually thought they had a decent chance.
I was really impressed with them early in the year.
Yeah.
But they're letting games go that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And
the only shining light
I
think you could say is Kalen Pong is back
strong.
Strong, maybe not as strong as he was, but he's getting there.
But the biggest problem with that is this is his position. He's a fullback.
Yeah.
The 5'8" experiment has failed twice or 3 times.
Well, I don't think it was more of an experiment. I thought it was just a way to fit Lockie Miller.
Well, no. That was a happy accident. That's what I was going to say. That is the problem. Is now he doesn't fit in that side, and he was massive for them.
So what do you boys think is a stronger night side with Gamble in or with Miller at fullback? Because I've always rated Tyson Gamble. Well, he was awful at the Tigers, but since he moved to the Broncos, I thought he played good footy.
I still think Ponga at fullback's stronger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
Tyson Gamble, he's a very aggressive, passionate player as well. He just needs to work on a few technical
But
issues.
Ponga just wasn't his best at 5'8", and just unfortunate for Lockie Miller. I hope he goes somewhere else and has a starting role there, because sitting on the bench is sitting in reserve grade for a player like Lockie Miller.
Yeah, I think this is a dagger in the Knights' finals chances.
Oh, for sure.
If they had won that game, they were within 3 points. Now they're within 5 points, I think.
Yeah.
And
Look,
especially if you're losing to a team, like a New South Wales Cup team, I think that
teams like the Raiders, even the Warriors may capitulate end of the season, and it opens up room for the Dolphins and the
but I think
Knights.
I think it's too late for them. I think that game was the last opportunity.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the final game of Saturday. Storm beating Manly 24-6. Look, not much to say there. No Monster, but no Trebojevic. So it kind of it creates a level playing field.
I feel like Manly rely on Turbo more than Storm rely on Munster.
Yeah.
100%. But also
like
because
Manly goes from like a potential top 8 side. I mean, they're up there still, but they go like maybe a top 6 at peak, right?
Yeah.
To probably a 14th to 16th place team
looking like the way
and
they
it's
play.
been like that for years, and it's unfortunate because DCE is a brilliant player. I wish Schuster.
Well, there's a lot of talk around his future.
No, no. Tim Sheens has ruled it out.
Oh,
today he ruled it out.
That's right.
But
still, like
it's unfortunate because he has so much
him.
potential.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the past few weeks, when a bit more pressure's been put on him, he hasn't delivered.
I've always just said I think he's a better forward than 5'8".
They really they're playing him or bloody Arthur.
Oh God.
So
Jacob
Arthur.
I mean, honestly, if he keeps on dropping bang average to stinky games,
they're not bang average. I feel like he hasn't taken control.
But
when
I
he's
feel
needed
like
to.
I would prefer to get a proper 5'8" than play.
Well, there's a lot of talk around Luke Brooks. There's a lot of talk about Luke Brooks going to Manly, and I know we say that with like every team and every player, but that's the freshest transfer rumor. Another transfer thing that I think it's already done is they've brought in Tommy Talau for the Tigers.
That's confirmed.
That's confirmed. We've got
young playmaker.
Fainu.
Yeah.
Who isn't bad. He's a young brother.
Better.
He's looked good. Well, we always get the worst brother.
No, but apparently the rumor is we've brought him in because might add some depth, and also his brother might.
We always
come
get
to the Tigers as well.
We always get the worst brother. We got the worst Watanabe Lefanak.
Yeah.
We got both Leilures, but we kept the worst one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that again, Manly. If you're not taking advantage of, I know you're without Trebojevic, but you got to adjust. And as you said, they rely on him too much.
Never adjusted.
I haven't seen Manly since
in the past 5 years. I've never seen them adjust, which is crazy. Like they just don't know they shit the bed as soon as he's out. Which is
and he's out for the rest of the season. So I assume you also rule a line through them. Top 8, unfortunately. We're actually at the stage of the season where you kind of can.
Yeah, we have to rule teams out because not every team can have a chance.
Because for a while, up until about 2 weeks ago, it was only really Tigers and Dragons you ruled out.
Yeah.
People are still talking about Cowboys coming
Bulldogs.
back. Bulldogs as well,
But even Cowboys. Gus Gould, the idiot a few weeks ago. I think Cowboys can win the premiership after they beat the Storm.
But they have to win every single game.
Yeah, the week before they just cop 66. Yeah. Well, we'll get to the Cowboys in a second because maybe Gus has actually got a point.
Yeah.
But Brisbane, the next game, Brisbane. Falling short 12 to 18 to the Titans. You know what annoys me?
What?
You picked the Titans.
Yeah.
Your pod plays always work. His pod plays always work.
I know. I just thought that I like the Titans. Like they're a bit of a weird team, but I like them, and I also think Brisbane have got a lot of Origin players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that would have a slight.
But Titans' best player is coming back off Origin, which look. Bit biased here, but after last Origin, they gave Dev Feeder like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
They gave him no minutes and then rested him the next week after. This week
he played and scored there.
He played 80? No.
Did he stay? Came off the bench. No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He'll probably miss next week.
I think he played close to, if not 80.
Yep, you're right. He played 80 minutes.
Yeah. What were they thinking resting him?
The Titans' management of David Fafita is really strange. Sometimes they'll keep him on the bench and bring him on for just start him.
He's just so good.
Just start him. He's such a I don't believe. I believe in this impact nonsense to an extent. I think the way Raiders bring on Tom Starling, I think they utilize that sort of impactness. But to have David Fafita, we'll keep him on. He's your him and Tino on the field at the same time, you know. But yeah, I think Khan Pereira played exceptional. Yeah. Bro, what a player!
I thought Brimson played really well.
Brimson, yeah.
He's been so electric since he came back.
Against us. You know? Yeah.
They got some good players. But yeah, the Brisbane were just. They have so many players that play Origin. Yeah. I feel like. Well, key players in their team.
Interesting thing is
they're just too depleted.
Brisbane, they're joint first with Penrith and Melbourne, but they haven't had the bye yet. So Brisbane have won 11, Penrith and Melbourne have won 10.
Yeah.
So Brisbane technically are still first.
Way out. Yeah.
If when they get their bye, you know, unless Penrith and Melbourne win as well, but they've still won the most games.
They've had one bye.
Yeah, I think the way the best way to work it out is you do win percentage.
Wins, yeah.
Not just wins, because they've also had an extra chance to get a win. So the amount of games you've played, your win percentage is the most accurate way to kind of see who's really
the top 3 teams have lost 5.
Yeah.
But Penrith have won 11 because they've just played that extra game.
Yeah.
Broncos and Melbourne. Yeah. Broncos.
So they're all pretty even then.
So this could have been an opportunity.
And where are the Bunnies? 7th.
So so let's get to the Bunnies now.
Raiders won, I assume, just saying.
Yeah.
It's 20-12. There's 5 minutes left. We'll get to that in a sec. Cowboys, shock upset. 31-6 against the Bunnies.
Kind of becoming not an upset anymore.
I think it was. Because now
it's obviously an upset, but Cowboys are pulling.
And also, that was Rabbits' 4th loss in their past 5 games.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we've been playing shocking footy recently, so I'm not obviously I expect us to maybe go a bit more toe to toe, but it's just a given at this point. We're playing shit footy. I don't know how it's going to be turned around. I thought Scott Drinkwater was really good for them. Even though Val Holmes scored so and so, I thought when they needed meters and because we were pumping him in the first 20 minutes. I don't know how we didn't score. I'll get to that in a second, but. When Scott Drinkwater was running with the ball, he's breaking 4 or 5 tackles, electric, getting them up the field, getting the momentum switch. But I feel like the problem at the moment is, it seems like as a team we're all just seeing how far we can go without Latrell and just hoping that he makes it all better at the moment.
Your discipline is shocking, not only giving away penalties, but simply holding the ball.
The first
so many
defensively
errors.
In the first half, that was the best defensive performance we've had all year, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they didn't score any.
But it was 13 errors for the Rabbits, 7 to Cowboys.
So. I mean, Cody, when you don't have Latrell and Cody Walker's, nothing's going his way. It's not going to happen because there's no playmakers. Cook
went off after 6.
But then, could you make the argument? That you said Manly rely on Trbojevic. Do Rabbitohs rely on
No, because we've done it before in the finals without Latrell. We made a grand final without Latrell, and we made that finals run. We've had games this season before Origin, there was a couple of games where Latrell was missed, or it was maybe after game 1. I can't remember. But we won a game, right? And there's been games in the past where we've been missing Latrell, the whole of last year.
What is it this time then? Is it Cody's not fire, or Cody was injured?
I think they just need time to adapt to Latrell's absence.
We should be back in 2 weeks.
No, he's back around 21.
No, they've extended it. He didn't respond to the rehabilitation as positively. It's minimum round 21, which is they've got a bye, so he'll miss.
As long as you hold it to the top 8, which I no doubt you will.
Oh, they're gonna make top 8. Yeah.
It's
what I thought was strange. I just want to say is look. They're missing Latrell Mitchell, but I thought Taff was great.
Yeah,
I thought Taff ran the ball well. I think
sometimes he just
he's a bit inexperienced.
He runs the ball well, but sometimes he just plays like a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
he just is stupid. That final try, I know it was at the buzzer. What on earth was he thinking? He's just caught the ball and thrown it on the ground for Dearden to pick it up and scoot.
Because he picked it up and he wasn't even thinking about the ball. He was thinking about the line break that he was about to make, and then he just forgot about the ball.
Well, focus on the keep. I'd rather you grab the ball, we get a set, than us concede a try. I mean, at the end,
just put an update here. Lindsay Collins has just scored. It's 20-18. 20-18 with 2.5 minutes.
Victor Radley.
Should we put it up?
Should we put it up?
Just pause.
Tomatoes.
You idiot. Alright, well.
Imagine! Alright. And we return. Raiders won.
Raiders won. Roosters, they had to play at the end, but they just lost the ball.
Messed it up.
So full time. About to be full time.
Raiders, look, they scraped through again. Roosters haven't been very good this year, and still the Raiders find a way to struggle.
So now with this win,
I thought Raiders were
with this win,
half.
Raiders go to 5th on the ladder, right?
Oh god,
they're 5th with a for and against of -69.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That is crazy. How have
they? They really need to. They cannot play the points.
How are they on 9 wins?
They've had 2 beatings or 3 beatings.
9 wins, 6 losses, but -69. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you boys have the Raiders in your 8?
Given. I feel like it's a given at this point.
See, I don't, but
Do you just hate them? Is that why?
No, I just made a $50 bet that they wouldn't make.
Right.
Were
you drunk when you made that?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't drunk. I was just depressed. It was immediately following the Tigers loss, and I thought we'd been a little bit robbed there.
Yeah.
But look, the Raiders, they probably will make the 8. I still think, barring one of those top 5 crashes, it'll be hard because if we're saying Warriors and Parramatta are locks, they're fighting with Manly's just fallen out of the race, which is unfortunate. But
Cowboys are 10th. That's
Dolphins.
Crazy.
Cowboys, Dolphins,
Roosters won't make it.
Titans.
I think the way the Roosters, I think I'm gonna cut it off at 11. I think Dolphins and above.
And you're saying
Dolphins.
Cowboys actually have a good chance.
Dolphins. If Roosters won today, I'd give them a chance. But I think just the way they've been playing,
just not enough wins even.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
but yeah,
Manu tried to keep Roosters in the game.
But they put him back at centre, which obviously, great, he scored 2 tries, but look, him playing at fullback. I know you can't get rid of Teddy, but it feels a shame.
Yeah, people keep saying you can't get rid of Teddy.
He needs to go. If I'm Manu,
it could be interesting.
He should go somewhere.
He's the captain.
But I think it's just a confidence boost. He's got a confidence slump. Sorry, I think Teddy. He's in a.
Did you hear what he said about Origin Game 1? He said, for the whole last 10 minutes, I felt like I was just hoping we didn't lose and not doing anything to go out and get the win. When they were like, we're 8 points up or something.
The team or him?
Him. He said,
really?
I felt like, it was brilliant honesty. He said this before Game 2 and said, I'm fired up now, which, I think he probably tried a bit harder maybe, but...
I think it's just a confidence.
Yeah.
And just form slump, he's not in gear. This has been
his,
going back to basics. He's
one of
trying
his
too
worst
hard.
years ever, which he's still a brilliant fullback.
He'll still put in the odd, I say the odd, the common 200. Most weeks he's putting in 200 meters or so.
Yeah.
So he's still doing those little parts.
He's just not the Tedesco. That we're used
of the
to.
Tigers, or the Roosters when he first joined the Roosters.
Double premiership.
I think Prime Tedesco was when he was at the Tigers.
That's ridiculous.
I think Prime Tedesco.
He was injured for half the time.
That is the shittest take I've ever heard.
There was a specific year where he had 20 tries in one year.
Yeah, no.
That year, I'm taking over his Roosters years. I don't care. Because you know what?
We're definitely cutting.
Do you know why? Because when he went to the Roosters,
for your team. That's why.
When he went when he went to the Roosters, everyone knew he was a threat. So they'd always have 4 players trying to shut him down.
True.
He was a bit older. He was it was just that one season where I think he hit 20 tries for a Tigers player. I think Tanyeli Tuiaki was the last player to do that.
Noffa.
Noffa, yeah.
But, he played Origin while at the Tigers. Which is pretty unheard of.
And just when he was just younger and just the way he used to get the ball and no one really knew about him. He was
So
just
what
like
he did at the Roosters that he didn't do at the Tigers was he learnt how to protect his ankles from snapping. How many times
and also
spent so much time of his Tigers career on the bench.
And
he also learned how to win.
Yeah, he played with.
Well, he became more of a leader and a playmaker.
Yeah.
His kicking game, his passing game. Because the Tigers never used to pass. He used to run every time. But he was just that young kid who just always found the line.
Should we do a recap of Origin?
Yeah,
let's do a quick one.
3 New South Welshmen here, so it's probably going to be
a couple months ago, one of the first podcast videos we did, you said, and I actually backed you up, that maybe it's just the New South Wales don't want it as much as Queensland, and you hated that. You hated that because you didn't believe in that. I think it's true. I think Queensland, in their camp, they are more spiritually. I'm going to sound a bit silly here, but I think they're more spiritually grounded and mentally switched on. Not just in terms of technical abilities, who's the best, who's the fastest, who's the strongest, who's the best at kicking. I think Queensland beat New South Wales in the mental and spiritual game. They were just like, we're walking into war here.
I think
New South Wales was like
this series specifically.
But the past few years, honestly, it's. Because why is it that every year when a random player you haven't heard of, or you might have heard him once or twice, puts on a Maroons jersey, they turn into a bloody immortal? You know what I mean?
Who are you talking about this year?
Tuolagi.
Yeah.
He had a fantastic series. Hammer had a fantastic series after the doubts. Even though he's having a good season, he's already a good established player.
At centre, he's just winning at centre and he's just balling.
I'm telling you, if you don't believe that there's something going on where as soon as they get selected, their brain flips. They can all of a sudden.
Do you know what
you
hate coach bashing, but I'm gonna blame this all on Fittler.
I'm not blaming it all on Fittler.
I'm blaming it. I'm blaming most of it on Fittler because of his choices.
And Greg Alexander and they're a team.
They're a team. They're a team. Yeah, the whole Blues, the selections.
Did you guys see Greg Alexander trying to explain Cook it?
I think he's one of the dumbest.
They apparently had actually spoken about it before the game and told Cook, you'll play centre if one of them go down. I don't think they thought it would be 2 minutes in, because they probably say 60th minute, play the last 20. It was ridiculous for him to play 78 minutes at centre.
That was the.
If you don't want to play a second rower there the whole time because they're not fit enough, sure, have Cook there for 20-30 minutes.
It's because they wanted to use it as a segue to introduce Reece Robson.
Yeah,
that's why.
Reece
Robson started. Sorry, yeah.
Reece Robson started.
Do they hate Cook? Do they hate Cook?
The plan was Cook was going to come in after 20 minutes with Cam Murray. So I don't know what went on with Cam Murray.
They didn't pick him for game 1. They benched him for game 2 over Reece Robson.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, they just wanted Reece Robson to start the thing and then Cook. Cook is a brilliant bench hooker.
Yeah, I think you need to start that game.
I'm sorry, but that is probably the biggest coaching meltdown in Origin history. That game was the most horrendous coaching I've ever seen in my life. First, after Turbo went down, it took me about a minute to think of the rotation. Oh, what? So you put Murray on, right? You put Yo centre, and you put Cook hooker. Unlucky for Reece Robson.
I think you put Murray
right?
centre. I think Murray's a bit smaller.
You can put either or.
It doesn't matter. You have a whole list of second rowers who could have
all the
shifted out there.
Yeah,
that's what Queensland did last game. Both of their centres went out. And David Fifita played centre.
You're putting a bloody midget under a high ball for the whole game.
Hudson Young would have been better than Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Frizzell.
He did nothing.
He's just not. Frizzell would have been a better.
Sure, but what I would have suggested is play Damien Cook for 20 minutes,
even
maybe, then shift him over to hooker and put a second rower out there. He did not. The experiment failed. Damien Cook tried his bloody heart out, but after 10 minutes, you could see he was.
I mean, he scored a try, but also
that wasn't a try because he was centre. That was a try because he was good.
Because he found sprinter.
He found that gap. Beach sprinter try. He found the gap and he darted. But that wasn't like, oh look, putting him at centre worked. That was nothing to do with him being at centre.
No, I just think the decisions in the selections, when you could, Turbo.
I don't know how much better our team could have been.
Turbo gets injured. I'm sorry, but you can leave him out.
And this is actually what pissed me off. I remember this now. You know why they didn't put Cameron Murray in? Because he wasn't 100%, and he was like, they were worried about his injury. Then don't pick him.
Yes,
if you're picking a player who you're not confident enough to play the minutes he should be playing, pick someone who can play the minutes. What's it called?
Look at Troll. He just pulls out straight away because he's not confident he can do.
Where was Crichton?
The jersey.
Was he out? Crichton?
Correct. Yeah, he played. Oh, Angus Crichton.
Oh no, Stephen Crichton played. Never mind.
He played in the centre.
Who was it? Matt Burton?
Matt Burton.
Why was not Matt?
Well, that's the other thing. The double hooker play, I don't hate it, but you clearly went against it in game 1 by picking Hines. So if that's what New South Wales are doing this year, we're not doing 2 hookers. We're doing a hooker and a utility.
Yeah.
Where was Matt Burton? He could have slid to both halves.
Yeah.
He can play the entire back line.
The whole entire back line.
Or you shift a centre to wing and he comes in.
Like centre, fullback, halves.
I'm sorry, but Turbo.
A hooker gets injured. Cameron Murray could play hooker.
Yeah.
You know,
what's it called? Turbo is. He's going to get injured, and then you don't pick Matt Burton.
I said this game 1.
He's not.
I don't like just the way Turbo's been this year with his injuries. I don't like picking a player you can't rely on. Okay, Turbo hasn't looked 100%. He had that spell with Manly where he was just playing great footy. You know what I mean? Like he was just scoring tries. When he came back from injury, and then he was like running, and people were saying, "Oh, he's at 70%," but he was like scoring tries.
Yeah.
You know, playing really well for Manly. And then Manly just had a form slump, but he's had these injury concerns walking into the game. He's just made of glass as well.
What's it? Yeah,
it's a different injury. It's his bloody pec this time. Yeah. How's it always him?
He can't. I'm sorry. In a gutsy, it's gonna have to be a gutsy game to performance at Suncorp as well. Why on earth would you think? Oh, let's pick an injury-prone player with no Matt Burton as a utility.
Yep.
You pick 2 hookers and Cook's not.
I think the coaching staff
he's a very short guy.
The coaching staff only looked in front of them. They didn't think about plan B. They thought, all right, plan B. Yeah, let's put Cook at centre, maybe 60th minute.
I don't want to be biased, but I thought Campbell Graham would be a very good Origin player once he gets the time.
Everyone said
because he's so good
he would have played. He would have played Origin 1 if he hadn't pulled out.
He's huge. He's got speed. He can tackle.
Early week.
He can score.
He's a brilliant player.
He can do everything.
Leading up to that game, also, I didn't even think Turbo did enough to prove that he deserved the jersey because he wasn't in like blistering form. He was just fit.
Yeah, it's Turbo.
But yeah, look,
he won a Man of the Series from centre. Let's not forget.
Last year. This year, after that hamstring injury, I think that.
No,
I think especially after his pec injury, I don't think Turbo will be the same.
Well, he won't be in game 3, so.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be the same again.
Who does Campbell Graham come in then, or is it Burton?
At centre.
Yeah.
You've got Matt Burton.
They'll probably actually use a utility this time, and they'll probably put. I wouldn't mind one day. I was talking to Flav about it. Hines and Walker or Luai. And an experiment. If he was healthy, I would consider trying out Nathan Cleary at hooker for the Blues.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, I thought of that. I think he can have decent ruck control. You know what I mean?
Joey Johns played hooker in Origin.
I think I think if you get game 3,
I don't know if Nathan Cleary's going to be fit though.
Yeah, that's another. Oh no, he said not for game 2, game 3.
He said touch and go. But apparently he's responding really well to rehab.
So I reckon you should try him just like Joey Johns, right?
Like, if I was Nathan,
it's a very similar.
If I was Nathan and if I was touch and go, I wouldn't play that game because I'd focus on Penrith.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
it's a whitewash. Like
it's a washout. Okay, I understand. Like, they say dead rubber, but I don't believe in a dead rubber because I think Queensland want this 3 in a row. A 3 in a row would be.
The Blues are going to come out. I think we'll probably win game 3.
A 3 in a row would be pissing in the
I'm going to the game live as well. I don't know why I would.
I think Blues have a lot to play for just to save embarrassment. If they win, it's not like, we won. It's like, phew, we didn't lose 3-0.
Yeah. I think there needs to be some experiments, though.
I agree.
I think
it's a good... If this is my thing, if you're so worried about Hines having big games, let's give him a big game that doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
What's it called? You know what? Next game... if we just,
but they probably won't change the half.
just chuck in Moses Hines, Moses Walker. Just try something like that. Players that don't get the jerseys much.
Yeah.
You say that Pratt Luai get it all the time, and he drops. He played well in game 1. I didn't rate him well in game 2 either. Like
Moses was fine. Look,
Moses,
he looked like he was trying, creative.
That's the only real silver lining
Henry
in
Robson
that orange.
was pretty good.
Yeah, the only silver lining, in my opinion, was I thought Moses was brilliant, but our whole team was.
I wouldn't say brilliant. I wouldn't say brilliant.
I thought he was brilliant.
You can't be a brilliant halfback
in
when you're losing.
32-6
loss.
But I thought he was good.
There was no one helping him out. Luai wasn't doing him any favours. If we had
Luai, I think Luai only really
go. Oh,
responds
he's
to
a
it
flop.
clearly.
He's got to go.
God.
He's a flop. Just get him out of my bloody state.
He's fighting with Walsh Merchant.
Oh my god.
And
then he puts that stupid shit on his story. I don't care. Like I don't. We're not gonna get into it.
Let's do tips.
I'm not gonna get into it. But I wish he was a Queenslander.
Idiotic.
I hate cheering. I can't cheer for him. All right, move on to the tips. Round 18 next week, and Thursday night Sharks Dragons. I'm gonna say it at once.
3, 2, 1. Sharks.
That's easy.
I thought you were gonna make a pod.
Quick fire. No way. I'm not picking that.
This is
dusty
interesting.
Team.
Warriors host the Rabbitohs at Go Media Stadium.
I'm so fed up with this team at the moment.
Are you going to be flying to New
I'm
Zealand?
picking the Warriors.
Are you going to be flying to New Zealand to go to
I'm picking the
Go
South.
Media Stadium?
I'm not going to be flying to New Zealand, but I will pick the Warriors.
I'm picking the South.
It's the first time I picked
Bounce
against the
back
Bunnies.
game.
But you know why? You know why I'm picking against them? Because I'm fed up with this shit.
I'm going to pick Bunnies.
I want to at least get my tip right. You know, like
I'm going to pick Bunnies as well.
no, they're shit.
I think Warriors are good, but they're not like... Warriors do their job. They beat the teams below them, but not above them.
I reckon we'll lose 40 at 12. That's just my take. But
Storm Penrith. Oh god, it's a big game.
Storm.
I
think Storm take it.
Where is Marvel Stadium?
That's Melbourne.
Why? What are these stupid new names?
It's because the women's.
Why are they
World Cup.
playing it? Oh, that's right.
Women's World Cup.
Women's World Cup have taken Amy.
Oh, it's another Melbourne Stadium.
It's another Melbourne
okay.
Stadium.
I thought there was a new sponsor. Far out. Melbourne Storm versus Penrith.
I'm taking Melbourne.
I'm taking Melbourne. I think Munster's going to be Luai's
Go.
head.
Penrith.
Yeah.
No, but not even just for. It's not even pod play. It's just like it's like a fair enough.
They're
But
favourites.
it's I'm being different, you know.
Yeah,
But I do think
they
Penrith
beat.
will win.
They
Yeah.
beat that
It's a
Newcastle side
Tyrone
with no
Peachy
players.
legacy game, honestly.
Raiders versus. This is a good round. Raiders versus Titans.
Titans.
Honestly, I'm going the same with you because I picked them last. I picked them this week and I saw some good things from them. So
Raiders.
Actually,
this could be horrendous or amazing. For me.
actually,
I want to go Raiders.
because I think David Feder won't play next week.
No.
He had a really awkward landing in the final minute of the game.
Oh really?
So I'm actually going to reverse it and say Raiders.
Okay.
Honestly, because
This
I just
is
remember.
really-
the rematch.
Really interesting round. Cowboys and Tigers.
Cowboys, 100%.
Now-
Cowboys.
Although we scored 66 points against them, without Coruscant and Brooks, I don't think we would win the New South Wales comp.
No.
The New South Wales Cup,
Yeah.
I don't think we'd win that comp.
I'm going Cowboys as well.
I think Western...
I've lost too many points tipping the Tigers.
Yeah,
man.
I'm going to go Cowboys as well.
Yeah.
Broncos versus Dolphins. Another interesting game, but
Broncos.
going to pick the Broncos.
They've got to.
I'm going to pick the Dolphins in a bounce back game.
Okay.
I think they could.
Broncos also lost, so it'd also be a bounce back game for them. Though.
Yeah, I don't care. I hate that Pratt race one.
Newcastle.
Bulldogs versus Knights. Knights, I'm always tipping against Dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just always tipping against Dogs.
I'm going to pick the Dogs.
Oh my god. There's not been a consensus yet, has there?
Oh, one.
First
we
one.
all
First
pick
one.
Cowboys. We all pick Cowboys
Oh, yeah.
as well.
And Sharks.
But this has been good so far. And we finish off with another good game. Manly Roosters.
Yeah, wow, what a round.
Roosters. If you pick Manly, you've been...
I'm doing Roosters.
No way you're going to pick Manly.
We've got to win eventually, the Roosters. I'm sorry. They've got to win eventually. I'll pick the Roosters.
Alright.
We'll grab Joe's tips as well.
Yep.
After.
Yeah. And
But yeah, that's tips.
I honestly think let's call it there.
We'll
yeah,
call it
a
there.
good
I thought that
podcast.
was a good one.
Yeah.
Good
Good podcast, yeah.
conversations, flowing well. So.
Thank you guys for watching. Missed last week, sorry about that, but we
Yeah.
should be back to regular scheduled podcasts. I'll be back on the TikTok, taking a bit of a hiatus on that.
Yep.
But thank you guys for your support, and We'll see you.
Yeah.
See you next week.
We'll see you later. Archer, do you have any snazzy lines to close us out?
Sack Demetrio.